Also, this may bug you, but when is your first comparison review? You mentioned doing Ikitosen and Queensblade. I'm not trying to rush you, I'm just curious. I have not given up on doing my comparison reviews. I have just put them off to the side for now so that I can get finished with the anime 2012, which I am halfway through, I'd like to say, with the second to final anime. And then I need to get the clips for the final anime for that review. Then I wanted to go on and do an Umineko special, which will probably have to come in November, I think. So, by the end of September, I hope to have out the next part of the anime 2012. By October, I hope to have the final part of the anime 2012 done and out of the way. Hopefully. Again, I'm at school right now. And then after that, the next part of Umineko When They Cry, part 2. Part 3 will gonna have to wait a bit more. After that, after November, since I'm graduating this December, well, maybe I can finally get a start on the comparison reviews. I have other reviews, though, that I also have lined up that I would kind of like to tackle. I would like to do another anime music classics, this time with the anime music from Cutie Honey. I also wanted to do another top 11 list, the top 11 pump you up anime soundtracks or music, individual tracks, not whole soundtracks. The comparison reviews, though, I would also want to do two. The first one, and I guess I'll just tell you right now, the first comparison review that I want to do is Mirai Nikki, or The Future Diary, versus Dead Man Wonderland. Now, just tell me what you think about that idea. I have other ideas, of course, like the Ikitosen versus Queensblade one, but that'll probably be more into the future than the other one. But yeah, first, gonna get finished with the anime 2012. Then, gonna get to the next part of Umineko When They Cry, which will be part 2. But after that, there's still gonna be parts 3 and part 4 of that review. After that, it could be a toss-up between a lot of things. I have all the material for the next top 11 list of the Pump You Up anime songs. I have all that finally composed together, and I would like to get that out before more anime come out, and I hear another song, and then I get, oh, but this should go into the list, and try to fiddle fart around with it. I want to kind of I have a list right now. I want to get it out there before any more songs come up that I feel the need to add into there. And of course, I have my anime music classics. I've been collecting the audio and the video for that one over the years as well. But I have not gotten a start on doing the anime comparisons, getting the clips for that. Right now, it's just an idea phase for now. But yeah, that's essentially the MangaMan's schedule for you. Our first set of multiple questions comes from Shadows CTM2, and he writes, "Have you seen Rosario and Vampire?" Unfortunately, I have seen a number of those episodes. No more than 2, I'd like to say, maybe even just 1.5. I was just curious about it because a lot of you people have asked me to review it, so I took a look into Rosario and Vampire, the anime, and I know that there is a significant difference between the anime and the manga. It is very apparent. But if I ever do that review is going to have to be on the back burner, as with, the MangaMan's schedule that I just said. But yeah, I have taken a look at it. Have you ever seen, excuse the pronunciation, Kate Ikiyoshi Hitman Reborn? I remember that I saw the first episode for that. I don't know if I saw anything past that. Mostly because, I heard, a whole bunch of craze over this Hitman Reborn series, so I thought I'd go in and check it out for myself, and, well, don't know. It's okay. I kind of get the same reaction to it like I did with Blue Exorcist. Um, I just don't really feel anything really for it. I mean, it's an okay anime series. It's not bad, but it's not really something that interested me like first time looking at it. So, yeah, I have seen it, but I don't think I'm going to see much else more of it. You have seen Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate, or whatever it is called. What is the difference between the both of them? Alright, the first Hellsing series. Now, I haven't seen both series all the way through. I've kind of like taken a look at 4 episodes of the first Hellsing series, and I haven't really seen much of the Hellsing Ultimate series yet. But basically, the differences between the two is that Hellsing was the first attempt. Let's call it the Full Metal Alchemist attempt. And it was a pretty good series, but it didn't really follow the manga all that well. So then they decided that since it was so popular a series, they would revamp it, redo it again with Hellsing Ultimate. Call it the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood version. Now with this series, now with the Hellsing Ultimate series, the episodes are kind of like coming out, like from what I hear, every few months or something like that. And also, if I remember correctly, these episodes are like very long. The Hellsing Ultimate series is essentially an OVA series. Very well done. You can't go wrong with Madhouse there. Yeah, gotta find time to watch more of those. Sorry for all the messages and stuff, but what do you think about Hayata the Combat Butler? Really, I don't mind all the messages. In fact, I enjoy reading off all your questions for this little segment here. But Hayata the Combat Battler, yeah, I took a glance at some of the mangas. It seems like a fine series, just not one I am reading or not really interested in reading. Have you ever seen Black Butler? I saw the first episode of Black Butler, and from what I saw, it had a very interesting combination. It reminded me a hell of a lot of Pet Shop of Horrors. If you haven't seen that, that's another good horror anime series, and manga series as well. Yeah, took a look at it. Am interested in it. Haven't had time to watch more than one episode, but we'll probably find the time later on to go back into it. How do you make top 10 videos? How do I make top 10 videos? Well, let's kind of go through the process here with the current top 11 video that I have been working on for oh so long a time, the top 11 pump you up anime songs. Now, the first way of doing this is to first go off of the anime that you know personally and kind of go through their soundtracks, either from their opening soundtrack, their ending song, and also the music in between. You can never forget the music in between because there are a lot of great tracks in there as well. So what I kind of did for myself is I kind of sat down and thought and essentially wrote down every single anime series that I seen and remember seeing from start to finish, kind of writing all those down, kind of like it was a hobby, I guess. I don't know, something I do. And I go through the list, listen to the songs, and kind of go from there. But this is just from my experience. As an anime viewer. There are a lot of anime out there that I haven't seen yet. So I get second opinions. I ask friends what they think are some of the best pump-up songs. I ask you guys what are some of the best pump-up songs. I even went so far as to ask a couple of music majors what they deem to be great pump-up songs. Kind of compile a list like that. Keep a tab on any new anime that are coming out and taking a listen to songs. Going to forum websites like The Bucket and asking people around there, or looking at the forum posts on anime soundtracks and the like, and kind of compose a list based off of that. Now, after you've done all this and you have all the material and you think you have a good number of songs to kind of filter through, and believe me, I have a lot of songs that I had to filter through, you then listen to them. Now this is only for like a top 10 or top 11 or top 20 list, whatever, for soundtracks. This is just as an example. This can also be different from like the Mecha list as well, or others of the like. But for a music one like this, what I did is I put it all on my iPod, and I just listened to each soundtrack and kind of picked out what things about the songs made them pump up, really made them pump up. And I also had other people listen to them as well, giving me their opinions of them. And so I take my opinions of them and their opinions and kind of compile the list based off that. Now, what you also need to do when you're creating a top 11 or top 10 or whatever list is that you need to have criteria for the list. It's good to narrow down your choice. It's good to narrow down what you're trying to do a top of. People that do like a top anime list or the top best male characters, now that's a very wide subject, and unless you've seen a lot of anime series like I have, it's gonna be very hard to kind of narrow that down without like, only going off of your own experiences. So you gotta kind of narrow your field. So that's why for this first songs list that I'm gonna do, I'm doing the top 11 pump you up anime list. Now, what is a pump up song? What I think a pump up song should be is a song that really gets you going, has a good tempo to it. A pump up song needs to be able to be strong at the beginning, or starts off slow, but then comes and builds and builds and builds and really gets the blood a pumping. Another thing that's important about a pump up song is also if there's a person who's singing it, their vocal tones, their vocal range. High singers, or people that can hit those higher notes, I believe can have a lot better chances of making the pump up list than those that can't reach those high notes. There's nothing like listening to a man hit the heavens. I'm talking about you, Dio. But that's basically the thought process that went for me when compiling the list for the top 11 or top 22 or whatever I'm going to do, pump up anime songs. So did you ever seen or finish Kari wa Zombie? For most of the animes of the new year that I review, there's only a few of them that I watch all the way through. For the anime 2010, the only anime that I really watched all the way through was the final one, which was The Legend of Koizumi. And that was a 2 or 3 episode OVA series. Love that one. Wish they would have continued on with it. But yeah, I watched that one all the way through. For the anime 2011, I didn't watch Kari wa Zombie all the way through. That one I only watched the first episode of. I wasn't too interested in watching any more of it. The only one from there that I really watched all the way through was, again, the final anime, Beelzebub. That one I watched all the way through, all 60 episodes. I don't remember if I watched any of the other ones from 2011. 2012 was a little bit different because there was a lot of good anime that came out this year. I watched God, I can't remember my own list. I watched the Magical Girl one, Zero. I watched the Zero series, the Familiar Zero series. I watched that one all the way through, all the seasons. I didn't watch Renee no Lagrange all the way through. I did watch the one with the 3 little girls. I watched that one all the way through, even the OVA special. I did watch Aquarion Evil all the way through, and believe me, I have a number of what episodes for that one coming up soon. And the other ones I can't really say until I, make them. But yeah, that's essentially it.